800-428-1570. Agents are standing by 24/7, so go ahead and call now. 800-428-1570.
Welcome, folks, to Fifth Street Sports. I'm Frank Perez. I'm joined by the two big co-hosts, Mr. Oklahoma Brian and Florida Rick. We're on Sports Byline USA Radio Network, American Forces Network. You can catch us on iHeartRadio, and we're streaming live on YouTube and Facebook, and also you can catch us on Twitter. Well, guys, today we got the starting lineup in. It's Friday, beautiful afternoon, and you got Garrick and Ruth there on the screen ready to tell us about these conference tournaments.
Yeah, pretty exciting day. I wish I was home. I'm actually I'm holed up in an undisclosed location and not able to watch a lot of basketball right now. But it is an exciting day, and Sunday is really the most exciting day of the year for me. I look forward to it all year long.
Well, especially this year too. Yeah, because we're dying to see who's going to be in Tulsa. I believe we're going to be in the Tulsa Regional, so. We want to know which teams we're seeing. And at this point, we debate every day about who's going to be going for the Big 12 and the SEC. I think at this point, we agree that Texas Tech is not going to go, and Kansas probably will, as long as they win tonight. And they'll probably get either an Ole Miss or Mississippi State in there, and maybe even like a Gators or an LSU too. So that'll, really want to know who we're seeing and, who will pay for the most for tickets. Yeah.
By the way, before Rick, nice choice yesterday on that Utah -8. They easily won by 20. Daniel Wade just gave us Southern Miss. They beat Marshall by 9. It was a tight game, but we got the money. Thank you, Daniel. Brian, by the way, I can see that location that you're at right there. Nick wants to know, when you go into these locations, do you make sure that you bring out like a burner phone so we can't GPS track you and stuff?
30 seconds, Frank.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, I'm it's like Bear Grylls type deal.
Because, wow, I mean, like in the background over there, it really looks like you're in, would be like a kind of a WikiLeaks kind of camp. You know what I mean? Where you're like stealing info right from the headquarters.
Exactly. I released the LSU info too early, and I'm now on the run.
That's absolutely. Hey, but we were way ahead of the curve, even on the cheating thing in college. Guys, we got to take a timeout. We got a great show. Frank Perez, Oklahoma Brian, and Florida Rick back in 3.
Want to fly somewhere? Looking for cheap flights or cheap tickets? Then call. That's right. Call the low-cost airline travel hotline now for prices so low we can't publish them anywhere. Low-cost airlines has all kinds of cheap travel deals. Fly domestically and save up to 75%. You can even fly internationally and save even more. Yes, fly anywhere in the world and save a lot of money on your plane tickets. We'll even save you money with cheap travel deals on hotels, rental cars, even complete travel packages. So don't book your tickets until you call us first for the absolute cheapest prices on U.S. and international airline tickets and hotels. Call right now for prices so low they can't be published. Travel experts are here 24/7 to help. 800-754-4531. 800-754-4531. 800-754-4531. That's 800-754-4531.
Imagine this is your money and someone wants to take it from you. Who is it? The IRS. They want your money, and guess what? They can legally take it, all of it if they want. Remember, they sent you that letter that said, hey, you owe us a bunch of cash and we're going to take it from you. So what do? Fight back by letting our team of experts at the tax helpline work it out with the IRS so you can keep your money. And we're good at what we do. When you hire us, you get a team of guys on your side that know the IRS laws and will fight to save your money. So, if you owe the IRS a ton of cash and you want to keep it, call right now and learn for free how we can help you put it back in your pocket.
800-932-1749. 800-932-1749. 800-932-1749. That's 800-932-1749.
I'm Nick Ebram. I like to have a nice smooth shave. I do have a goatee. I like to make sure the skin around it is nice and smooth. And you know, when you're using one of those disposable razors, you never know what you're going to get. You don't get a great shave. I tell you, I have found the solution to my shaving issues with Harry's razors. Non-slip, comfortable handle. I think these are absolutely the best. Right now, you can get a $13 value trial set. Comes with everything you need for a close, comfortable shave. Weighted ergonomic handle, a 5-blade razor with a lubricating strip, a rich lathering shave gel, a travel blade cover. You can get a $13 value trial set right now. Go to harrys.com/World Soccer. Go right now, harrys.com/World Soccer. Redeem your offer right now and let them know that I, Nick Ebers, sent you. harrys.com/World Soccer to go get your Harry's razors.
All right, folks, we're back. It's Fifth Street Sports. I got Oklahoma Brian and Florida Rick with me today, my co-host, and it's a good thing because these guys are good, and we're talking about conference tournaments, bubble teams. We only got 2 more days until Selection Sunday. So, guys, I am going to sit up here and throw you guys right down the middle of the plate into your wheelhouse, right where it belongs in these conference tournaments and bubble teams. Let's go through them.
Okay, give me. Go ahead and give me your first question.
Well, Rick, you go for it. I mean, oh, Rick. Okay, Rick is gone. All right. Here's a question for you, Brian. Okay, since you want a question.
So,
All right. I'm a fan, and I know when March Madness comes here in Vegas, that's when the real sickness comes out here. All these lines are 50 and 60 deep, like they're giving something away in these sports books. But as a fan, if somebody was to ask you, let me ask you, would you rather see a 7 or an 8? Let's say a team that's 7th or 8th in the ACC, a Syracuse get in, or a Belmont or a Prairie View? What would you choose in that category?
Well, Prairie View is going to have to win their way in. They're not coming in as a at large. But Belmont, yeah, teams like Belmont and Greensboro, possibly even UCF if they lose this game against Memphis right now. Even Memphis, because if they win this game against UCF, these teams are notoriously famous for looking like they're in. And then at the last minute, we turn on the selection show and you see like an Oklahoma or a team that looks like they have no business in the tournament ends up stealing one of their spots. And the reason it's quite simple is that this is an old boys network. This is not based on merit. These guys in the smoke-filled room, watching 7 televisions, drinking scotch, scratching themselves, high-fiving. Like, this is not exactly an objective committee of fact finders. They typically are gonna vote with their old friends, with the guys that they've coached with in other cities, with their peers. And it makes for a system where you have someone like Lon Kruger or Jim Boeheim that has a lot more friends in the room, has a big time competitive advantage over these up and coming schools that have coaches that don't have quite the same networking resources. So I think it's terrible. And I'll tell you what I think should happen is we should move to a system kind of like the Baseball Hall of Fame now, where the voting is transparent and we get to see how people voted. Curious what you think.
I love that. I love that. Because, hey, Rick, are you with us?
Yeah, sorry, Frank. That was my fault.
Yeah, Rick.
Yeah,
let me expand on Brian's question, and then you get it. Wouldn't that be so cool? Because when we get down to 57th, 58th selection, and there's 6 or 7 to go, Brian's right. The boys get their team, and when it gets down to close, these Oklahomas get in, and these teams that, like you say, wow, You know, how did they nudge out Belmont? How did they nudge out Greensboro? It should be transparent.
Without a doubt, it's like Bryce said, an old boys network, and there's a reason why the Lon Krugers of the world, the Jim Boeheims of the world, every single year those guys get in as long as they have pretty much a winning record and a 500 or better record in the conference, they're going to get in, and they have enough connections. They've been around long enough that all these guys in the committee are pretty much ex-coaches, and they're all like a big fraternity. And then you look at the coaches of Belmont and UNC Greensboro and Lipscomb and Murray State, and they don't have the same networking. They're not kind of part of this fraternity, and it's so unfortunate. These are the guys who are left out, and it's so uncommon to see one of these smaller schools ever make the tournament as a bubble team. And when it does happen, it's such a shock to all of us. We're all in awe. Wow, you mean Murray State made it as an at-large? It happens maybe once every 3 or 4 years that you see one of these. And we talk about it every year, but it only happens once every 3 or 4 years where you get one of these teams from these small mid-majors that make it. Unless, like Brian was talking about Memphis and UCF, that's not even that's too big a conference compared to the the Ohio Valleys of the world and the Colonials of the world and the Big Souths of the world. So. Unfortunately, as much as I think 90% of the population would rather see a Belmont in there than an Indiana or an Oklahoma, it's going to happen, at least 9 out of 10 or 19 out of 20 times where the Oklahoma or Indiana gets in over the Belmont, even with Belmont having the better resume, just because they're, it's the networking, the connections, and the friendships. It's just really unfair. And like you guys said, the lack of transparency is ridiculous. The fact that we can't see, who voted for what, because if we did, there'd be an uproar.
Oh yeah, Brian, I love that. We should lobby for that, because could you imagine if they actually had to declare every, the guys with the votes and the selection committee thinking, oh really, Ralph or Hank, every year you vote for your old buddy Oklahoma or Auburn or somebody, and you always leave them out. After a while, everybody these guys would be out there. I mean, we would know, like, hey, come on, there's something happening here. This just ain't right. The good old boys just can't get their guys in every year. And then, how much corruption do you think that there would be where you would see, like, 4 years in a row, let's say Ralph or Hank got his snuck his buddy's team in there, and then you see, like, wow, Ralph, where'd you get that Mercedes? Geez, you got that new boat. Like, who sent you the new boat?
I think these guys are at an income level where I don't think a Mercedes is going to swing them, but yeah, it's a legitimate argument, and I'll even go as far as to say that I think that journalists would do a better job of picking these spots than I would trust athletic directors, coaches, assistant coaches, SIDs. I think you have the wrong people in the room making these decisions.
Absolutely, but wouldn't you like to right now go down to the ballots, the Baseball Hall of Fame ballots, the ones in the 50s and the 60s, and when Babe Ruth came up? Remember, like, Babe Ruth only got like 90-something% of the votes, and Ty Cobb like 88 or 92% of the votes. Wouldn't you love to see the names that voted, like when they brought it up and said Babe Ruth Hall of Fame, yes or no? Wouldn't you love to see the ones that voted like no, or Ty Cobb no?
Because it was anonymous. They could hide behind the anonymous ballot. Absolutely. Yeah, I totally agree. Well, are we going to a commercial? Because I got another thought.
No. You've actually got 2 full minutes.
Okay. I'll throw out another concept. So I would like to see a completely transparent vote. I'd like to see journalists vote. I wouldn't mind even seeing the public, maybe even if it's like 10%, kind of like leagues do with all-star games, where it's, there's some kind of online voting, but it's very diluted, just so the public feels like they have some kind of input. But anything other than a bunch of ex-coaches, and athletic directors trying to hook each other up. And we know there's a lot of money involved for these conferences. It's in their own self-interest to get their peers from their own conferences into this tournament, because most conferences have a revenue sharing arrangement, and the entire process is really, it's kind of like they say, about making sausages or laws. It's best not to see it. Maybe that's the case. Maybe we should just shut up and turn on the TV and not even ask questions. But I don't like it.
No, but you're absolutely right. I mean, after this last scandal that we just couldn't believe that actually actors and actresses were buying their kids SATs and everything that's been going on. Now, if this coach thing hits and the way all the scandals and the Democrats, everything that's going on in this planet and especially in this country, show us some transparency, guys. Come on. I mean, kids wish they never went to Neverland now.
Yes, man, I can tell that one issue has really touched a nerve with you, because I think you've brought it up like 5 days in a row. But point taken.
Because I mean, like as a kid, now imagine you, Brian. You're 9 or 10 years old, 11 years old, and you come home to your dad and say, "Listen, Dad, Billy and Mikey, and guess what? We're going to spend the weekend over at Michael Jackson's house at Neverland." It would have been like the greatest thing in the whole world, and then that gets taken from you.
Boy, I would hope my parents would have stepped in and prevented that from happening.
No, but I mean, is there anything sacred anymore? Oh, is it? Gosh.
No.
Here's Andrew. Looks like we got to go for a break, guys. We got to take a timeout. When we come back, Florida Rick, Oklahoma Brian, Frank Perez, back in 3 minutes, folks.
Attention business owners, now is the perfect time to start saving money on your cable TV bill for your business. We can give you packages with up to 90 great channels and save your business a ton of cash. And if you call right now, you can learn how to get free equipment and free installation. Now you have choices. It's time to start saving money on your cable TV bill for your business. And call today and get 90 channels plus free equipment and free installation. Smart business owners like you all across the country are consolidating and saving money on their cable TV, internet, and phone service for their business. So now's the perfect time. This may be a limited time offer to the first 100 people that call right now. So please save money and call now.
800-470-7113. 800-470-7113. 800-470-7113. That's 800-470-7113.
Not too long ago, it felt good to withdraw your cash from the bank, didn't it? For a vacation or a new car. But today, withdrawing your own cash has become risky. Pat Boone here for Swiss America. According to The Secret War, a new Swiss America white paper, I learned that all banks are now required to spy on you and me for the government, and then report any financial behavior deemed suspicious or unusual. You must read The Secret War. It's free. Truth is, I believe the government's new war against cash is really a war against us all. But the secret is now out. So please, get and read The Secret War.
Pick up your phone and call right now. 800-932-5517. 800-932-5517. 800-932-5517. Once again, that's 800-932-5517. Do you use the blue pill to charge your sex life? Have you been thinking about trying the blue pill? What if we can promise you the same results for less than $3 a pill? If you're paying $20 a pill for the other pills, you're getting taken to the cleaners. Our pill delivers the exact same results for less than $3. We'll do the math for you. You'll save more than $16 a pill for the same results. Want more? We'll give you 40 blue pills or 40 yellow pills for $99 and add 4 more pills free. You save more than $500. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to know what to do next. You need to call and get your 44 pills for just $99. Stop overpaying for the other blue pills. Call us and start saving a ton of money for the exact same results. Ordering is fast and easy with your pills delivered to your door in a non-marked package. 800-223-0992. 800-223-0992. 800-223-0992. That's 800-223-0992.
Guys, we're back. It's Fifth Street Sports on Sports Byline USA Radio Network, American Forces Network. By the way, you guys out there in the American Forces, we thank you. Appreciate everything you do for us. It's a beautiful Friday afternoon here in Las Vegas and many parts of the country, and it's because of you that we actually have this opportunity to enjoy it, appreciate it, We are also on iHeartRadio. We have now Florida Rick and Oklahoma Brian with me. Hey, you guys, I think we should start a movement. We've in the last, I would say, 15 or 20 shows. Look at the kind of a great interest in things that we would stir up such a great thing in this country that needs it. Brian's like, let's have transparency on Selection Sunday. Okay, let's come on. Everybody's got to be accountable. If we could have an AAF championship game against the winner of the BCS game, things like that, we would actually the interest we could stir up in this country.
I like it. I agree. I think we got some good ideas. Hey, I was going to ask you guys for your take on this this South Carolina team. If they could somehow pull off an upset against Auburn, do they have a shot at an at-large bid, or is that just no way? Considering they're 2 games above 500, they'd be 17-15 with a win, but the conference record's phenomenal.
Rick, why don't you handle that while I look it up?
I've been looking at this since last break at some of the bubble teams. I don't think they can get in unless they make the conference championship. I think their overall record is just no way is it good enough to get in. To only making the conference semifinals, they'd be 17-15 going into the conference semis. I guess they'd be playing Florida tomorrow. So if they can win that, if they lose that game, they'd be 17-16, 12-8 in conference. That wouldn't get them in. If they win, then they'll put them at 18-15, 13-7 in conference, playing either Kentucky or Tennessee, I guess, in the final. And at that point, I think they're about a 50-50 shot. So at that point, they'd probably be in. Yeah. But they really have to win today against Auburn and tomorrow against Florida, and that's a tall task. So if they get there against Kentucky or Tennessee, then they probably deserve to be in the tournament at that point. With a 13-7 or if they lose 13-8 conference record, I think that has to get you in, especially how tough the SEC is this year.
Are they playing now? South Carolina?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. It's halftime. It's tied at the half.
Wow.
It's 36-all at the half. So they were an 8-point dog in this game, and they've come to play. The funny thing is they were actually a higher seed in the conference tournament than Auburn. They had the same conference record, but because of the tiebreaker, they had a higher seed. So they're officially the home team here.
Isn't it one of the weirdest anomalies you can ever remember in terms of conference record and overall record? I can't ever remember a team being a high-seeded team but being a huge outsider in terms of making the tournament in a big conference like this.
Wow. Let me ask you guys a question, because you guys got me interested, because I know Rick had that whole take on South Carolina. You kind of threw me off there, Brian. Let me ask you a question. And now as I'm looking at this, doesn't it seem to me, now I'm going to throw you guys here just a little bit off balance, and we'll get back to your point. Alabama getting 12.5 today against Kentucky, or Minnesota getting 10.5 against Purdue. Doesn't that seem high to you guys?
Yes to both, and those are both teams playing for their lives. I think Alabama, I'd almost have to say Alabama's in without a loss, but I wouldn't want to take a chance if I were Alabama. If they are in, they're going through Dayton, and I think Minnesota actually needs to win. What do you think, Rick?
I kind of think it's the other way around. I think Minnesota is pretty much a sure thing of being in. Obviously, with the win tonight, they're 100% in. But even at this point, I'd put about 80 to 85% in. Alabama's the one who, boy, this game is such a big game for them. They win, they're 100% in. They lose, I would put them right at that 50-50. They would be either one of the last 2 in or one of the first 2 out. So, yeah, it's such a big game, but the line is 12.5. I don't see how they can come and win this game in Nashville, but stranger things have happened. But I would bet at this point, if I had to, I would bet Alabama not making the tournament.
Have you heard the rumor of Avery Johnson leaving Bama and going to SMU after this year? Kind of interesting move that would be.
Don't tell me you break that one early too, Brian. That's two things you've broken out that's been nationwide real early. You gotta be like scared.
Yes, but he's incredibly popular in Dallas, and there's a lot of money at SMU that is kind of, they've been approaching him and his agent over the last few weeks, and I wouldn't be surprised if that move actually happens.
Wow. Hey, here's one for you. I just was looking up a guy, and I'm throwing these things at you because we only got so much time, and it's our last show before Selection Sunday. One of the experts says the last two teams probably out. See if you guys agree. Texas and Xavier. What's your take on that? I thought they'd make it.
I don't think Texas is in. Bry's the Big 12 expert, but I don't think Texas is in at this point.
No way Texas is in. They're 500. I think the worst overall record to make it as an at-large seed was Georgia, about 7 or 8 years ago, and they were 3 games over 500. This is a Texas team at 500. I can't see any way. Well, never say never, but I'd be very surprised if Texas is in at this point.
How about Xavier?
I don't see Xavier to even have a chance of getting in. They have to win tonight against Villanova. That's goes without saying. They have to beat Villanova tonight as a 7-point dog in the Big East semifinal. If they were to win that game, they play the conference tournament tomorrow. I would say at that point they're still maybe a little bit above 50%, maybe right at 50-50. But to just even be in that talk, they have to win tonight. I don't even think they're one of the first 4 out. I would think they're this next 4 out. I don't think they're even close to the bubble right now.
Now, well, Brian, now here's one that kind of fits into your question, but I think it's a no-brainer because they played too well. Here's a team like a Buffalo, not from a super big conference, right? Let's say, and they're 12.5 today. Let's say they do not win this tournament. They're easily, and you couldn't vote them out.
You're talking about one of the best teams in the country in Buffalo. Now, what's going to happen with Buffalo is, objectively speaking, this is a team that probably deserves, maybe is even as low as a 3 or a 4 seed. I really think they're that good. They probably end up getting stuck with like a 6 or 7 seed because we know that's the way the committee sticks it to mid-majors. And this is a team that I could see making a run. People will make it sound like it's some kind of incredible underdog out of nowhere, but the reality is this is a really, really strong team, and they should be seeded high, although I don't think they will.
You mean even if they win this tournament, you wouldn't give them at least a 4 seed or lower?
I don't think they can get to a 4. What do you think, Rick?
No way. As much as I love Buffalo, and I think they're such a great team, and I think Buffalo's one of those outside teams, that can make the Final Four without a doubt. If they could take it the right path and maybe an upset along the way, they can make the Final Four. But the committee always screws these mid majors, and what's going to happen is we're going to expect to see Buffalo as a 4 seed at worst, maybe a 3 seed. That's what we'd want to see. That's what we kind of expect by their record, by their resume. What's going to happen is Buffalo's going to be a 7 or 8 seed. That's what's going to happen. It happens every year. Everyone's shocked every year. Then Buffalo's going to get put in the region with Kentucky or Duke and have to play Kentucky, Duke, or North Carolina in the second round. And they're going to, that's going to happen to them just like it happens every year to these schools. And it's really unfair. Yeah.
The only thing that I would say to justify it, and I don't think it's right, but there's a little bit of geography in play with this. The committee ultimately is trying to sell tickets. And so if there is a close call between 2 teams that might be a 3 or a 4 seed, you're going to see the team that can deliver fans, that can sell tickets, is going to, even though the committee will never admit that, you're going to see it like in the Big 12 with Kansas and Texas Tech. If they're anywhere close, you can pretty much bet that Kansas will get the nod. They'll ship them to Tulsa. Texas Tech will get sent to Salt Lake City or Hartford or some BFE location. And that really is a factor, because at the end of the day, as great of an event as we think the tournament is, it doesn't actually sell out anywhere like the public thinks. I mean, I'd say the average attendance at a tournament game during the first and second round is probably, what would you say, Rick, 65-70% capacity at best? So they're trying.
It depends on which teams are playing, but yeah, if you got a North Carolina or a Kentucky or a Kansas, it's going to be pretty much sold out. But yeah, once you eliminate those top tier teams who bring all the fans, yeah, you're probably looking at some of them, especially if there's an upset at maybe like 50 to 60% capacity.
Yeah, particularly for the too early games, like the noon games, the 2 o'clock games. What I think is lost for the television audience oftentimes is how much movement there is in the arena. Like if you go to say a Lakers game and you try to walk into center court seats down low, usher's going to stop you from being able to take those seats. In the case of a tournament game, it's almost like they're facilitating this kind of movement. They're almost encouraging people to because it looks better on TV to have people in those seats. So what you see on TV isn't necessarily reflective of what it actually looks like in the arena. Oftentimes the upper deck is empty.
So
it's like a WNBA, right, Brian?
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, so we only got a minute. So Brian and Rick, you guys are going to actually tell me that if Buffalo runs this table as good as they've played all year long, that to be a 4 seed, that means you're one of the top 16 teams. That they wouldn't even select them as one of the top 16 teams in the nation.
Yeah, it's preposterous, but expect that to happen. Absolutely.
Yeah,
that's
Buffalo. If they win the table, like you said, and win their MAC tournament, they will probably finish as the 13 to 15 ranked team in the country, and they're going to get stuck with a 7 or 8 seed. Mark my words.
Wow.
Maybe a 6. Yeah.
Guys, hang on to that because when we come back in 3 minutes, it's talk you can bet on. This is Fifth Street Sports. Back in just after the small timeout, about 3 minutes.
Attention to anyone that's written a book or wants to write a book. The process is not that complicated. Take a first step. Even if you write a page a day, you'll build momentum and your book will become a reality. The hard part is getting it published. That's when you need to call Page Publishing. They've got hundreds and hundreds of thank yous from different new authors, just like you. They make the process of publishing your new book and getting it sold online a simple process. You can learn how simple it is right now by calling for your free Page Publishing New Author Submission Kit. One quick 3-minute phone call, that's all it takes to get free information and learn how you can get your book published. Pick up your phone right now and call us 24 hours a day at this number. 800-603-0885. 800-603-0885. 800-603-0885. That's 800-603-0885.
It has been said that everyone has a book in them. But do you have the time or the ability to write your book? Maybe you picked up some skills or had a life experience that you want to pass on in the form of a book to help others. Maybe you want to leave an autobiography for your family. Or maybe you've built a successful business and you want to share your story. At Dorrance Publishing Company, we have professional writers who can help turn your book idea into a finished manuscript quickly and affordably. A Dorrance ghostwriter can provide as much or as little help as you need to complete your book. You'll work directly with your ghostwriter to finish your book faster than you ever could on your own. It's easy to become a published author. Call Dorrance now to learn more. 800-485-6003. 800-485-6003. 800-485-6003. Call right now. That number is 800-485-6003.
Hey, travelers, do you want to save money on your next flight? Then pick up the phone and call. That's right, call, because the best prices are not online. They're with SmartFares. See, SmartFares has special deals with the airlines. When they have unsold seats, they use SmartFares to fill them. So you get airline tickets at ridiculously low prices. Our prices are too low to publish online. With the extra money you'll save, you can book another trip or treat yourself to dinner or shopping. So stop searching all of those travel sites to find the lowest price on your next flight. Let one of our SmartFares expert travel agents find ridiculously low prices for you. Call SmartFares today and get the best price on your next flight. Guaranteed. Also, save up to 50% off business and first class tickets.
855-325-1780. 855-325-1780. That's 855-325-1780.
Fifth Street Sports, folks, we are back. It's Talk You Can Bet On, the third segment. This is where we release our picks things we can hopefully make some money on. Hopefully we have Daniel Wages come in. He came in yesterday, another winner. Thank you, Daniel. Rick's going to give out his great stuff. Always Brian. And Joey Casano. I hope so. Joey Casano. He comes in with something good. Guys, but this segment over here, Andrew wants to keep opening this segment because we got a lot of chat from our Fifth Street Social, and this is a part where they can either say nice things about us, talk bad about our parents, whatever it is. But Andrew, what do you got here for us?
Well, yeah. So we are streaming live to Facebook, YouTube, Facebook.com/Fifth Street Sports Talk, YouTube.com/Fifth Street Sports, and we've got some live chat messages here. So if you want to chime in, hop in, watch Frank, watch the guys, and let us know what you think. But our first message comes in here from Daniel Wages. He says, "You're welcome. Mizzou against UGA, or University of Georgia, right? Wednesday was a game of the year type game. If I had those. Southern Mississippi was a big game as well. Gotta love this time of year. Is there MMA on Saturday?" I got another one here. So I'll just rattle all these off and then answer what you can answer. Brian Wilson from Facebook says, "What does Frank think about Toronto tonight in NHL?" And then Daniel Way just came in with 2 picks. Boxing, he picked Henry Lundy -140, and then he picked Bowling Green -2.5. And those are your guys' messages.
Wow, thank you very much. Boy, Daniel's into boxing. I love it, man. This guy's good. I know. I got to give him the respect for being sharp. I'll even take his boxing. But I'm going to, first of all, for Brian Wilson, I'll check on your Toronto. Brian, if you got any sharp hockey accounts, let's see if we can find out for Brian. And as far as MMA, I'll check Costa Rica while these guys are talking.
Well, Toronto's a -200 favorite in the NHL tonight. That's a lot of that is a lot of chalk. I don't really have an opinion on the hockey. I wish I did. I agree with Daniel on the Bowling Green play, and I know nothing about boxing or MMA.
I'll find out about MMA, but on the boxing, let me send while you guys are doing this. I'm going to message the stage at 5 Dimes, see what they think about that.
Okay, all right. Hey, let me ask you a question, Frank. When you have a big bet on a game and you need a score, what's your reaction if let's say you call up Rick and you need a score on the on the Wisconsin-Nebraska game? Let's say you had the first half over, and without telling you the score, Rick's first question to you is, "Well, what did you have?" without telling you the score. Is that not one of the most annoying attributes in all of betting? Is the it's kind of the voyeuristic tendency of people to want to watch you, like watch your facial expression as you find out that you've won or lost your bet, right?
Yeah, that's up there in the annoyance factor. It's about a 5 or 6 on the annoyance factor, but it's not even in the galaxy or the Milky Way of a guy me asking that and then the guy giving me a bad score on purpose.
Well, if that happened, we would no longer be friends again.
No,
if anybody ever did that to me,
it's over with. That's all. What do you think is worse, that or somebody saying, by the way, I cheated with your wife"? What do you think?
The score thing was way worse.
That's what I thought. I thought
Yeah,
so too.
way worse.
Because you can always you can always take your wife back or not. You can't take that other one back.
Absolutely. So along the same lines, it's interesting how you managed to mix multiple voyeuristic concepts into this. The whole concept of having the camera on the team as they wait to find out if they're in the tournament or not. I've always wondered, like, how much money do they have to give you, to give your school, to want to actually agree to have that camera on you? I would absolutely hate that if it were me and someone wanted to watch me react to it. I guess suppose if you're a student athlete, you have no choice. The school makes the decision for you, and if it's a school that needs attention, God, well, I can think of better ways to get attention than that. But I've never understood why teams agree to that.
Yeah, me too. I mean, it's kind of like they're trying to get a reaction from you, like on reality TV. Let's say you don't make it, they want to see the heartbreak. You know, and then of course there's all the other people with you couldn't believe you made it in the high five and in the champagne. But so many times they actually want to see. It's like if you were at right there going to the final table of the World Series and you see a Phil Hellmuth or somebody take a real bad bad beat on a 2-outer, and after he gets knocked out, you bring the mic over to him and you say, God, Phil, how does that feel?
That's it.
I'm like, how does that feel? But do you think they're doing it just for drama and to get a reaction and watch you suffer when you don't make it in?
Yes, that's the whole point.
Well, here's my question to that. I don't need to see it. It doesn't. I don't know if they pay the schools to do it. I think they just buy them the pizza they give out to the kids while they're watching the show. But my question is, why do they have a camera fixed on Kentucky and Duke? And then they announce them in and they show Kentucky celebrating. Whoa, wow, we never knew we were going to get in, so we got to start high-fiving now. Now we all know we're going to Columbia or Columbus, and let's all high-five each other. And we're playing, what's your name? Siena in the first round. Okay, is that worthy of a celebration? I don't think so.
Well, Brian, how about this one? Now that we're speaking about drama and trying to milk these guys for reaction, what do you think about when they had the camera like on Kyler Murray and the draft choices, and then they're up there like selecting drafts, and everybody's at the guy's house, the whole family, they're seeing if he's going to go in the first round. What do you think of that?
It's the same phenomenon, isn't it? It's reality television has kind of come to dominate our culture at this point. We live for that. We want to see people get excited or suffer right before our eyes.
Okay, but how about this? Let's go back to 2000. What is it, like maybe 2000 or 2001? You're at Tom Brady's house. I think he was with Notre Dame. Really good, really great quarterback, right? And
Michigan, but yeah.
Oh, Michigan, excuse me. And then you're sitting there at his house and you're saying, "Okay, Tom, let's see. Oh, come on!" And they got the whole family up there and everybody's waiting. And wow, the first round goes by, nothing. Second round goes by. Like here's the third round. Now all of a sudden, like you see the aunts and the uncles. Oh, and everybody starts heading for the door. Well, we'll see you later, Mr. Brady, and tell Tom, good, he was good. We love him. And then they're all leaving. The fifth round goes by. Now there's only like Tom, the cat, two dogs, the one cousin left. And then you always got that optimistic, 300-pound cousin that's really, oh, Tom, don't worry about it. Cheer up. And then finally everybody's asleep except, in the sixth round. And for the New England Patriots, Tom Brady, number 195. And
do they even celebrate at that point? Do they celebrate being a sixth-round draft pick? I don't know. I think that's almost like an insult if you're expecting to be a higher-round draft pick. So it's almost like, wait, is that worthy of congratulations? I don't know, because maybe it's better at this point just be an unrestricted free agent and sign whoever you want rather than being forced to go to a certain team. But talking about that, Tom Brady, which obviously you just made that thing up because it didn't happen, but I mean the live cameras. But what did happen was about 5 years ago when they had cameras fixed on Michael Sam. Remember that to be drafted? They thought he was going to be a higher draft pick, and they really waited until I think he was like the fifth, the last overall pick. So they kept showing him from the first day to like the third day or whatever, and he was finally chosen, as like the fifth to last pick in the entire draft.
Like he hadn't shaved, and then you seen like the bottle of Grey Goose half empty.
But that actually was a big celebration. Those guys really did take it to another level. So yeah, they probably won't be showing that anymore. But in terms of the colleges, yeah, it's really ridiculous. Does anyone want to see? Are we really waiting to see Belmont celebrate, or do we really need to see Indiana sulk after they're not taken? Does that excite us? Does that make us feel better or worse? No, nobody cares for it. There's no reason to show it, and it would be best if they stop, but they never will. In fact, what they do is every year they add a couple more teams they show their reactions to, and I don't know whose brilliant decision this is, but if I have my say, just take them all off. We don't need to see them eating pizza and celebrating or crying.
Well, doesn't it highlight the absurdity of trying to fill up an hour of television with something that could be revealed in 2 minutes?
Yeah.
It was never meant to be. Or didn't they even make it into a 2-hour show at one point?
Well, they did, but they actually revealed the whole bracket within the first half hour, and then they talk about everything for the next hour and a half.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think now it's a 2-hour show, and ESPN has like a 4-hour show, going on at the same time. So, once we see the brackets, we don't need the explanations from Dick Vitale and Jay Billis and those guys telling us who they think is going to win, because we watch enough basketball, we have our own opinions, and their opinions really mean nothing. In fact, the teams they usually pick never seem to pan out anyway.
Hey guys, really, really quick, because we got about 3.5 minutes left in this segment. We got to come up with some things. But as honest to God, right now, as I know, Daniel asked for it. I got an MMA play in from Costa Rica, 1901, Ion Henchik plus 125. I'm going to be betting that in the MMA. Ion Henchik. Rick, Brian, you guys got about 3 minutes plus the last 3 minutes to give these guys something for the weekend so we can make some money on.
I will have something for the final segment.
Okay, how about you, Rick? Why don't you take this 3 minutes?
Okay, I have a few plays, and unfortunately, yesterday, Frank, I was telling before the show, I had to leave early, and I typed in the wrong box my college plays. But the NBA play won. Utah went 2-1 the college plays, but unfortunately, I put them in the wrong box, so you never saw them. But for today, I have one NBA play again, and that's going to be game 582, Miami at home +5 against Milwaukee. Just love the Heat in these situations when they play the top teams in the NBA. They really show up and they tend to win these games. Normally they're a little bit bigger dog, but I think Miami wins this game or at least covers the 5. So that's my one NBA pick for the night. In college, we have a few plays. Now, yesterday we were talking about fading the public at this time of year, especially when there's been no movement or lines moved a little bit the other way. And I think I know you guys had a discussion afterwards after I was off the air about that. And we can get into that more next week, too, if they really want to hear about this. But today, I think there's a few games that I love. Fading the public big, where the line's same line, maybe moved a half a point against them. So I'm going to go with those. Those should be my plays for today. Public just can't win at this time of year. So the first game is game 803, St. Joe's +6 against Davidson in the Atlantic 10 tournament. That's a 7 p.m. start. Public is 80% on Davidson. Line hasn't budged. That means 4 of every 5 tickets are coming in on Davidson, and the line hasn't moved. I mean, the sharp money is clearly on St. Joe's. The next play I'm going to give out is game. Let me find this one again here. I had it set up, and I'm still looking. Here it is, game 821, Mississippi State getting 5.5 against Tennessee. Same situation. Public 75%. They see Tennessee. They see how good they've been all year. Mississippi State's been a real quality team all year too. Mississippi State's in the tournament. They're not even a bubble team. So this is going to be a real fierce battle. And I think it comes down to the buzzer. So giving Mississippi State plus the 5.5. And the other game that I like was game 850. That's Arizona State getting 1.5 or 2, depending on which line you can get, against Oregon. Everyone's seen Oregon pummel Washington State 2 nights ago. Then they came back and they beat a bad Utah team last night. The second half comeback. Arizona State's been, along with Washington, by far the best teams in the Big Ten, Pac-12 all year. And now they're a dog because Oregon's won a few games lately in a row against bad teams, and that includes that Washington win at the end of the year. So what they're seeing lately isn't going to translate to what's going to happen. I like Arizona State plus the 1.5 or 2.
Hey, Rick, we gotta go to a break, but that's 4 plays from Rick. When we come back, Brian's going to have his. We'll recap that. Daniel wages. I got an MMA back, folks. Time out.
Attention business owners. Are you struggling while waiting for your customers to pay on their net 30, 60, or 90-day invoices? Can't get a business loan? Have no equity? Bad credit? Or maybe no credit at all? Then you need to call AmeriFactors right now. AmeriFactors will give you cash for your invoices and there's nothing to pay back. We simply buy your account receivables, and if those clients don't pay on the invoices, we take the loss. We give you funds based on your account receivables, not your credit. And 98% of all applicants are approved. It's that simple. With AmeriFactors, there's no more waiting for your customers to pay. We give you the funds up front, then we wait for your customers to pay us. Fund your business today. Call AmeriFactors right now.
800-847-1183. 800-847-1183. 800-847-1183. That's 800-847-1183.
If you or someone you love suffers from drug addiction, now is the time to utilize your private health insurance PPO plan. If eligible, receive up to $30,000 or more in substance abuse benefits with low or no out-of-pocket cost. We are the National Treatment Network, the premier drug and alcohol treatment referral service operating 24/7. We help connect you with facilities nationwide that accepts PPO private health insurance for substance abuse. If you have PPO substance abuse coverage and you need immediate admittance to a medical detox or residential rehab treatment center, call us now. Call our live referral helpline today. The call is free. This program is not available to Medicare or Medicaid customers.
Call 800-296-1252. 800-296-1252. 800-296-1252. That's 800-296-1252.
Where do you want to go on a vacation or honeymoon? The Caribbean, Europe, Hawaii, Mexico? How about Disney or a cruise? At Superior Cruise and Travel, we've got you covered. We'll assign you your own travel concierge. They'll help you design a custom vacation plan that you can't find online. And the service is completely free. You can't compare the value of this to any other online travel company. We can help you plan a custom vacation anywhere in the world. We even offer payment plans with no credit card required. Now you pay off your vacation on your time schedule. Call now and mention the promo code RADIO and save up to $500. Book your custom trip. Call Superior Cruise and Travel now and talk to one of the highest rated travel agencies in the country with a 5-star A+ online rating.
800-570-9631. 800-570-9631. 800-570-9631. That's 800-570-9631.
Folks, we're back. It's Fifth Street Sports. It's the last segment. We got Oklahoma Brian, Florida Rick gave out 4. Daniel Wages on Bowling Green and Henry Lundy. By the way, after Brian's done, I can't find Lundy on the card here, Daniel, but I'm going to try to bet him. Brian, what do you got? Did you get the dartboard and the chimpanzee out?
Yeah, I got out the dartboard and the darts, and the chimpanzee has been released from his cage, and he's just finished making his selections. They look pretty good, actually.
Well, let me tell you something. On your Texas Tech last night, laying 12.5. I think even my dog threw up on that one.
Yeah, right. I've been forced into a 5-day cooling off period with giving that Texas Tech plays, but I'll be back on Thursday with more. So brace yourselves.
Brian, is this the same chimpanzee that almost played the World Series of Poker? And as he was about to sit down, they told him you can't play. Did you steal him?
No. This is a special special
just want to make sure.
Chimpanzee. Now the good news is I actually agree with his first play, and this is a game you could go to tonight, Frank. It's in Vegas, and where's the WAC tournament this year? Do you know?
It's in Vegas too. The WAC is in Vegas.
Yeah, what I'm saying specifically,
out here, guys. It's all coming to Vegas. Come on, man.
Yeah, I know. I was asking what property is it at, though?
Oh, WAC's at the Orleans. WAC's at the Orleans. Pac-12's at T-Mobile, and the Mountain West at Thomas and Mack Center.
Yeah. So one of my favorite schools all year. This is actually no joke. This team has covered as much as just about any team in basketball, and that's University of Texas, Rio Grande Valley. Not a great team, but a great cover team. And they are getting 9.5 or 10 tonight against New Mexico State. New Mexico State's a really good team, by the way. Almost beat Kansas earlier this year. But I like the UTRGVU. It's a mouthful. I like them tonight.
Sounds like an acronym that my teacher gave me when I failed. But Brian, I just bet it, brother. I took 9.5. I didn't think it was worth buying it to the 10, but boy, we appreciate
it.
Real quick, you got something? You got 10? You got 5 seconds.
Sam Houston State minus 5.5 or 6. That's it.
Thank you. You guys have a beautiful weekend. Thank you. It was a great show. We appreciate you watching and listening. Fifth Street Sports back on Monday, 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern.
USA Radio News with Tim Berg.
President Trump issues his first